Hi, welcome. It is Sunday night. Let's get ready to rock and roll with Stampin' Up! Product. How is everyone? I'm going to take this opportunity to get my camera set while nobody's on and I don't make you dizzy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Sunday night, so we are going to go live. Hi, Lena. Welcome, my dear. Come on in, get comfortable. I'm going to show you some techniques tonight. I see some numbers popping up. When you have a chance, just say hi. Hi, Karen. Hi, everybody. Sunday already, Monday tomorrow. It's supposed to rain this week in California. I can't believe it. It never rains. And hi, Diane. And now it's been raining here and there, off and on. So, hi, Roz. It's good for the ground here, but, you know, it doesn't allow me to get out and do some yard work and stuff if it's raining, but that's okay. It's okay. I can do things in the house. Hey, Roseanne. Howdy, howdy. So I hope you guys had a nice weekend. I had a weekend full of fun. Oh, my goodness. It was so nice. It started during the week because open house was on Thursday. Hi, Jean. And I had over 20 people here. And so it was a lot of fun when you have a full house like that. And everybody loved the cream puffs. Hi, Louise. And hi, Roseanne Juarez. And so that was a full day. And then Friday, I got to take Rose, hi, Michelle, and her husband, Greg. Ken and I got to take them out to dinner. Rose promoted from bronze to bronze elite. She's one of my newest recruits. So I wanted to reward her, and we took her out to dinner, and we had so much fun. Oh my gosh, we just talked the night away. It was just a blast, and we can't wait to just get together again. Hi, Stephanie. And then Saturday, my daughter baked all day, and I helped around the kitchen a little bit. And Saturday night, a group of her friends came over. Hi, Vera. And we had a nice evening out back under the lights. It was I put a big basket of blankets out there. We had a fire going. Hi, Lily. And that was so much fun. We talked until, I don't know, I think I came in the house about 11 o'clock. And then today, up early. I don't know why I was up so early. And church and my daughter's baking. Everybody came and got the bread that they bought from her. And she makes the most killer sourdough you've ever tasted. Different kinds. It's so good. And now I'm here with you. So it's been a full weekend. It's 7 o'clock. Hi, Melody. So we can get started. Tonight I hope to show you a couple of things that you may not have thought to do in the past. I'm calling it techniques. Today is all about techniques. Hi, Annie. And hopefully I show you a few things you can do that you may not have done yet, and how to use products a little bit differently that you may not have thought about, and the different results that they create. Okay, so let's turn you down and get started. I'm so glad you are all here. That makes me happy. Hi, Carol. Are you new here, Carol? If you are, let me know. Excuse me, I just got a tickle in my throat. Let me see, let me turn you guys around. Check this. Okay, there we are, we're good. A little bit more. There we go. All right. So welcome to Stampin' All Day, like I just said. Hi, Julia. I am your host, Beverlee Morales, and if you have not been here before, welcome, welcome. And of course, thank you to all of you who come back all the time, or you watch my replays, or you get onto YouTube and watch the replays there. I appreciate every single one of you. Today is already November, so I have a November host code for you. And if you're going to place an order with me that's under $150, please use that code, and that will benefit me. A demonstrator from Michigan. Well, welcome, Carol. I'm so glad you're part of the family. Maybe we'll meet someday, right? Okay, that's great. I'm glad you're here. If you plan to shop with me, this is my website, beverleystamps.stampinup.net. Here's my YouTube channel that I just mentioned, and there is my email address if you need to get a hold of me for any reason whatsoever, and that is the best way to get a hold of me. I might not see it elsewhere, so if you just use my email, that would be great. Okay, look what we got going on here. Stampin' Up! Just announced a sale. It starts November 13th. And it says, wrap up the year and kickstart the next with a steal of a deal on paper crafting products. There's no better time to stock up and save from the 2024-2025 annual catalog. Hey, Claudia. Hi, welcome. Here is what's on sale right here. Here's what you will save when you shop during this sale time. 20% off bundles. Now, bundles are normally 10% off if you buy the stamps and the dies separately. They cost 10% more. But this time, right now, during this period from the 13th to the 15th, you get an additional 10% off, so 20% off total. And then 20% off designer series papers, 10% off cardstock, and 10% off certain inks. I don't think it's all inks. I think there's certain inks. But this is everything from the annual catalog. So if you have any more questions, again, you can call me and email me. You can call me too. I'd love to talk to you. Hi, Marie. And, but just let me know if you have any questions. So that sale is coming up in the next couple of days. All right. That away. I wanted to show you some snail mail that I received and a hand gifted card that I got at open house. This one's a thank you card from my friend Florence. When I was on vacation, we went to Pismo Beach where she lives, and we met up and we had a great lunch together. Oh my goodness. And she sent this thank you card to me the other day, and I was so touched by that. I sent her a thank you card too, but she beat me. And anyway, it was just so fun. So this is a beautiful card. And look at the fold. The fold that I'm going to do tonight is similar to this. So I'll just show you this one. And then when you see my card for tonight, you'll see the similarities. So thank you, Florence. It's beautiful. I love it. Then one of my customers, she placed an order and she sent me a check, and look at her cute little card that she sent her check in. I thought that was an adorable fold there. Very, very clever to play with that. I love it. Thank you, Liz. And then Faith brought a couple of her downline to open house. Faith is in my downline, and she brought three gals from her downline, and I was trying to think if it was 2 or 3. I think it was 3. And they gave me this beautiful card. Isn't that gorgeous? I passed it around at open house and let everybody see that. I thought it was stunning. Designer series paper scenery is just beautiful, isn't it? Yes, lots of thumbs up. Hi, Deborah. All right. So what am I using tonight? I'm using the Peaceful Evergreen Bundle. It is in the mini catalog. I'm also using the Sentiment from the October 2024 paper pumpkin. And I have one extra paper pumpkin. If anybody wants it, just let me know. You would need to pick it up, and it's $26. The ink I'm using is Craft White ink tonight and Versamark ink. I'm going to do some embossing again. And then I'm using basic white cardstock, cherry cobbler cardstock, shaded spruce cardstock, and the textured metallic gold paper. My connection is acting up, so I guess I'll watch the replay. Oh, darn it. Okay, Karen. And then I use the Metallics Wow embossing powder and some linen thread. The tools that I use are the Painted Trees embossing folder, blending brushes. I used 1 brush, but 3 come in the pack. In the embossing tool kit, the heat tool, and the Simply Scored tool, a bone folder, and the paper trimmer. My adhesive of choice tonight is liquid glue. This is an original designed by me. Again, there's my website and my host code if you decide to place an order after seeing this live. Okay. So I'm going to start by cutting some cardstock first before I show you the card. This is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cherry cobbler. Go out and come back in. That often helps. That's true, Karen. Yes, that does help. Thank you, Roz, for reminding us of that. All right, so I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to place a whole sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock in my trimmer. And on the long side, on the 11-inch side, I am going to place the edge of the cardstock at 5.5. That will cut my cardstock right in half. And then I would have 2 card bases. I only need one. My scoring blade just popped out. Did you hear it drop? I heard it drop. I don't need it right now, so I'll find it later rather than holding us up. Then I'm going to take my cardstock and I'm going to put it up against the ruler that extends out has a ledge, and I like to put my cardstock at that ledge so it won't move. And then I fold over like this. I keep my ruler up so it's out of the way, so I have extra room here. And then I just press with my fingers. That keeps the edges of my cardstock even, and I don't have to worry about being crooked or one side longer than the other. Then I turn it sideways, and I use my bone folder to make my nice seam. Then I wing it back like this to get the beautiful fold here. Everybody see that? Okay, so now let's say this is the front of the card. So the front of the card now is 4 1/4 inches wide. So I'm going to cut this in half. So 4 1/4, that would be 2 1/8, right? So let's turn this over and we're going to go to 2 down here so you can see. There's the 2 and 1/8. Right like that. And I'm going to use the paper trimmer again and cut a piece right off. Now, remember when I talked about Florence's card, I said it was similar to the cut that I'm using tonight. Let me refresh your memory. While her card is in this direction, my card, hers is landscape, mine is portrait. See, but it's the same cut, and then she added a square on top. So there's 2 different designs you can get with this cut. Hey, welcome, Margaret. All right, so I've got the card cut. Now that I have the card cut, I think I should show you the card so you can follow along and understand. Tried that sometimes, but still having trouble. Oh, shoot. Okay, so now that I have the card base cut out, I'm going to show you the card so you can follow along and understand how I did things and why I did them in the order that I did them. All right, so let's put this aside and let's get the card. Here is, hi, Carmen Torres, welcome. Here is the card. Let me know what you think right away. Let me know what you think about this card. Do you see all the detail in this card? Thank you for the hearts. I want you to see let me see. Okay, there. The ridges, the kind of flocked tree here on this panel here. This one that I just cut. Oh, thank you. Look at the embossing. And then, of course, the sentiment is embossed, and that's just regular embossing. But I'm going to close this up and bring it really, really close so you can see the thickness of this embossing. It almost looks like puff paint, don't you think? And then when you coordinate the gold embossing with the gold paper for the metallic 12 by 12, everything just gets elevated in elegance, I believe. Now, you guys, my followers, taught me this. When I had, I think it's simple, Diane, but we'll see. We'll see what you think. What you think is what matters. My customers taught me that when I have a card that this part where you write your message shows, that they would like a little bit of coverage from the cover. So hence the 3 trees that would You could write your message here and go out like this, and the trees won't completely hide your message, but it will camouflage it somewhat back by being the message being back in here. So I hope you guys seem to like it. I see a lot of hearts. Thank you, thank you. So let me show you how I made this. We're going to start with this part here. So I already showed you how to cut it. Hi, Viola. And when you cut the front cover in half, you have the piece that we're going to work on now, okay? So we're going to, hi, Vicki. We're going to start, I'm glad you found me, my dear. We're going to start with our white ink pad. I know, Debbie, I do too. I hadn't seen you on here before, Debbie. Welcome. Sorry I didn't say hi, I didn't see you. Sometimes, you guys, if I don't say hi to you or I don't answer a comment, not everything shows up right away, and so I don't see it, and sometimes I don't even see it till the replay. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just don't see it. Okay, let me get a piece of scrap paper is what I'm looking for right here. Because I want to take some of the ink that I kind of put a lot of white ink on my blending brush. And so I want to take a little bit off onto my scrap before I start. Now, let's talk about the tree. The tree on this card looks white or flocked or foggy or however you want to describe that look. And how I did that was I started at the bottom with my blending brush with white embossing ink on ink on it, and I'm just going to blend onto the red cardstock, and I'm going to try to taper my way up the cardstock, just going in a circular motion up to as far as I think my tree will go. And you'll notice that I'm wider at the bottom and I'm going up more narrow as I go up higher, just like the shape of the tree. Now, why do I do this first? Hey, Rose, why don't I emboss it first with the folder and then put on the white? You could do that, but I was thinking that this was a better way to just get ink where you want it, if that makes sense to you. Hi, Marcia. Okay, so let's do that. And now I'm going to take my cut and emboss machine and my folder. And we're going to emboss that, and then I'm going to cut out my trees while I have the machine out. Okay, let me grab my folder. Here it is here. These are in the mini catalog. And this folder has 3 trees on it that would cover a whole layer piece of cardstock, or last live I used, the last live and open house, we only used 1 tree. This time I'm going to use the tree in the middle. Hi, Margaret. So let's open up our folder, and we're going to put the cardstock at the bottom of the tree and place it right where we want it here. I'm trying to get it straight like that, and then I'm going to close it up. Okay, now I'm going to bring my machine over. Here we go, and I have platform number 1. And I need platform number 4 with my 3D folder. Hi, Annie. All right, so let's put in the fold of the spine of the folder. It's going to go in first. And then the number 4 platform is going to go on top, and we're going to run that through. I still need my machine, so I'm just going to bring the tree up and show you. See how I have the white just on the tree and not on the sides. If you would emboss the tree first and then use your brush, you might get too much white in the spaces you don't want it. So I thought that was really a cool way to get the flock tree and not the whole panel. Okay, so let's lay that down there. Now we're going to go to cutting out some trees. So I'm using all 3 of the trees in the die set, right like that. We need our platform. And we need platform number 2 for die cutting. 1, 2, 3. Then we need our paper. This is shaded spruce. Hi, Florence. And we're just going to lay our 3 trees on here at once. So Diane, to answer your question, I think it's easy. It looks kind of time consuming because of, you know, the flocking and the layered trees and the simply scoring, but you're going to watch me do it and decide if it's something that you would like to make multiples of. Okay, now I also used the little star in the same die cut set and the gold and foil paper that I talked about at the beginning, but I did that already and I cut out multiples. But what I want you to know is there's only 1 star in the die cut set, but you can double your paper and it'll cut out 2 stars at one time very easily with no problem. Okay, so because I'm going to need, I liked a lot of stars. Okay, let's take this apart. And let's get our take your pick tool and take these trees right out of the dies. Look to see that all the little pieces come out. There was one there. Okay. Do the same for all 3. Remember the little holes in the dies are so you can poke them out if they don't just drop out on their own. And to poke out the little pieces that don't fall out on their own as well. One more. And I also use my take your pick tool to clean my dies. And what I mean by cleaning my dies, let me get this one poked out first. Okay, see how cardstock stayed in this die? Time consuming is okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you liked quick and easy or, okay, good. All right, that's a little clearer for me now. So you can just clean them out like this. Clean your dies out. I won't take the time to do that right now. Let's get to the important stuff. Okay. So we have our flock tree, we have our green trees, and we're going to put them in order of size from large to small like that. See that? Okay. And then we have our stars. But we also have the embossing, the dry embossing with the Simply Score tool. You guys know that's one of my favorite techniques. I think it adds so much to a card. Well, look at the difference right there. You see the difference right there, plain, and then with the Simply Score in there. Oh, she just left. She looked like such a sweetie. Thank you for sending pictures. That was just a memorable time you had with her, I know. All right, so let's start with this piece here and get the Simply Score tool. Now, if you do not have this tool yet, I highly recommend getting it. Hi, Lori. I love this tool. It does so much for your creations. Now, this cardstock is laying face up, and I want to turn it over because I want the grooves of the Simply Score tool to be pushed out. I want to look at them from the front as being pushed out. So I'm going to line it up against the top and the side, and I'm going to take the wide end of my tool, of my stylus that comes with the tool, and I'm going to place it in the groove, which is just right on the 2-inch mark. Remember, this was 2 1/8. Now, this is the important part. I press pretty hard, and I am going to go all the way down until I see the embossing of the tree, and I'm going to skip, come back, and only emboss the lines. I'm going to skip over the tree. I'm not going to go through the trees on this. Okay, so then I'm going to come back up, same thing, watch for the tree, and I'm not going to interrupt the tree with these lines. So I think that's what's so attractive with this. Here, this line is only going to go right there. There's a little space right here, and that's it. And then I'm going to come up and stop when the tree image is there. So these lines are going to be way shorter. I want them to definitely show up, so I'm pressing hard and going up and back. And I'm just going to do that on this whole little 2 1/8 wide piece of cardstock. So let me concentrate so I don't run over my tree. So the tree is telling me when to stop. When I see a branch, I stop. If I don't see a branch, I keep going. Okay. Now this one looks like it's going to go all the way down here. Then there's a branch, so I'm going to skip over the branch, fill in where there's a little void, and that's it. See the difference in that now with all the lines in it? So pretty. You guys like that? Okay. So that's done. So now we're going to take our liquid glue. Oh, I'm noticing that the tippy top of my tree is not flocked like the rest. So I didn't go high enough at the beginning. So I'm going to carefully just come back and add a little bit like that. Okay, now I'm going to take a little dot of glue and one of my stars that I cut out in advance. Hey, Rosie, how are you? And stick that right on the tree. Okay. All right, that part is finished. Now, let's come to the card base. And I have a white piece of cardstock that is cut 4 by 5 1/4, the regular standard layer size. And before I put it in the card, I'm going to emboss this as well with the sentiment. Now, I love that Paper Pumpkin, prior to holidays, of course, thinks about the holidays and sends us kits that are perfect timing for the holidays. So I took the it says Joyful Thoughts to You this season, out of the October Paper Pumpkin kit, and I'm using that with this card because the bundle I'm using is all the trees and there's not a sentiment in there. So when you are using a set, you can look at your Paper Pumpkin stamps and find sentiments. They all come with sentiments. This is the Paper Pumpkin stamp set for October. Remember, I have one left, first come, first serve. And you can use the sentiments out of your Paper Pumpkins. I'm taking my embossing buddy and I'm running it over the cardstock where I'm going to stamp. That takes away any of the static electricity that may be on the paper or in the air. My Versamark ink, tap, tap, tap. Tapping is very important. If you press really hard or rub, you could get ink on other places besides just the image, and that could make a mess. So you want to tap, tap, tap. Hold your paper when you're ready to pull your stamp up. Lift, and you have your image there. I know you can't see it because I'm using Versamark right now. It's a clear ink, but it's the ink we use to emboss with. So here is my tray, and here is my Wow Gold embossing powder, and I'm just going to sprinkle that across, tap on the tray, and there is my powder ready to heat up. So what embossing does is, when you put the heat tool, I'm going to start warming it up. When you point it at the powder, it makes it melt onto the ink, and you have a lifted, embossed image. When I showed that to some newbies at open house Thursday, they just thought it was beautiful. It really is. And they enjoyed that so much. So in this package of Wow embossing powder, the metallics, you get gold, silver, and copper. Okay, the number was on the list I gave you at the beginning. Okay, take my reverse tweezers, hold on to my paper so I don't burn my fingers. This tool is very, very hot. It's also on the list that I gave you at the beginning. And you can get this tool. It's very nice. It has 2 settings. So if you need a lighter setting, you can turn it down just a little bit. But I'm using the high setting, and I'm just pointing it. And when I watch the powder melt and get shiny, I know it's all done. There we go. And then I use my tweezers just to fan this a little bit, so I don't grab any heat. What are you saying, Rose? Great, the card is so pretty, absolutely beautiful. Oh, good, thank you. Okay, there's a brush that comes with the kit too, the embossing kit, and that's just if you get any powder anywhere that you need to rub it off, you can use that. All right, so now we're ready to put this on. I am going to add glue here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about when you put this down. Let's see if it does it this time. When you put this down, because there's embossing right here, it could cause, what would I call it? A little void, a little bubble, a little lift right there. If you get those, which this one's got a little tiny one right there, what you can do to easily fix that is grab a piece of scrap paper, cardstock. Cardstock is thicker, so it will handle well for you. Put a little bit of glue on the cardstock, on the scrap, and just stick it right underneath where you see it lifting. Okay, this one, I thought it was lifting just a little bit. So, yeah, see right there, it's lifting just a little bit. So let me grab this up and get this under there and go back and forth. And the glue is now on there with no hassle whatsoever, no getting glue anywhere else. And that's the perfect fix, and you will not have the little bubble or lift. There you go. Okay, so now we're going to put the, hi Patty. Now we're going to put some glue on the flap. And we're going to add our flocked tree to the front of the card. And all I'm doing is lining this up. Okay, now I think this is very pretty. Let's pretend I'm putting the trees on. I'm not, but let's pretend I was. It's pretty, but I wanted to dress it up just a hair more. Let me take my jacket off. I thought it was going to be cold out here, and it's not. Let's take my jacket off and get serious here. Pull up my sleeves and get ready for it. Okay, so what I'm going to do, my scrap paper again, I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to place, remember the ridges? So there's a ridge, embossed lifted line right there. I'm going to take my glue and I'm going to fill in. You don't have to fill it in, but I want quite a bit of glue. And that goes against all my instruction all the time. My gals that come to my classes are saying right now, huh? She's always telling us, be careful with the glue. Don't use too much. Be careful. Lighter, lighter. But look at this. Lots of glue right there. Okay. Going to go back to my tray and back to my embossing powder. At this point, if you wanted to mix up and use silver or copper, you could. Pour it on the glue. Shake it off just like normal. And you have this thick line of embossing powder that is not sticking to Versamark at this point. It's sticking to the glue. Well, when you heat that up, it makes the glue bubble a little bit. It's drying it. It makes it puff a little bit like puff paint. I'm going to get close so you can see. And I absolutely love the look. Can you see it starting to bubble a little bit? The little mountains, when it's done, I'll get it closer. See that? It's lifting so high. And I'm just going to, as it lifts, I'm just going to move down the line a little bit. And I think it's such a beautiful technique. Oh my gosh, you guys. Add lines of glue wherever you want a puff paint look. Throw on your embossing powder and heat it up. Look at that. Let me just make sure I get it all. Oh, did you see that bubble fry right there? Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Look. I'm just going to take my time and move it around so you can see. Can you see the bumps and the bubbles? It's just so pretty. Oh my goodness, you guys. So now let's get these trees on. So how are we going to do that? Let's look at them here. I'll be looking all over for that if I don't get it in plain sight here. Okay. So we want to make a little wall with our 3 trees, but they're very ornate. They're very, not too delicate, not like you can rip them easy or anything, but they're very see-through. So how do we get them on here? And I like that they're see-through because, oh, thank you, Diane, because I want to see that gold through the trees there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the bottom of the first tree. This little leg right here is going to go to the very bottom of the red of the card, okay? So I'm looking up here. Every one of these branches is going to touch the card. So I feel comfortable putting glue on every one of these branches. Now, back to normal Bev. Little bit of glue, little, not like we just did on the embossing. Squeeze it, have some on the nose of the applicator, and put a drop. Don't squeeze it on each branch. Just use that little bit that was on the applicator and get it on the tree. Now we're going to turn the tree. So every one of these little branches is hitting the card, and this one is at the bottom. And that will stay like that. I'm going to move it over just a hair. Facebook needs to add a love nor. I'll read it later. Okay, so let's go to this tree now. Same concept, but I want you to lay them out right now. to see how far each tree, see that? If I would have put that one down without checking this one's going over the edge. So I need to move it over a little bit and then have room for this one. Okay, and then what am I looking for? I'm looking to see which branches I need glue on that are going to hit this tree. So I see that these branches up here are not a heart. The heart is love. Yeah. Oh, the little emojis. Yeah, the heart is love. These, where's my take your pick tool? These branches right here, they're not touching the tree. So I'm going to stop at this branch right here. How do I mark it so I know? I just place my fingers in the right spot, and I don't put glue past where my fingers are. Okay, so we have to remember what side we want them on, right? So we want this side here. And I'm going to put my thumb so I don't go up too high. Hi, Carol. And again, little dots of glue. And they will hold. They're strong. They will hold. Okay. So now let's do the same thing. We need to get them onto the other tree. Just press like that. Now see, a little bit of glue came on my finger. So turn it over and look and wipe. That's it. One more time, like this. So, okay, so I'm going to stop right where my thumb is. Put it on this side, yep. And put a little dot. If you think you got too much, I think I got too much there. I'm going to swipe a little bit of it off with the applicator. Lay this down and bring it over. Oops. A little too soon. Okay. There we go. Let those dry, and we have a little see-through card expansion there on the front. Hi, Debbie. Wow, I haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back, my dear. All right, now let's look at it, because at first I had no stars on these trees, but then I thought, well, that'll be a lot of cutting out of a lot of stars. So if you don't want to cut out a lot of stars, you can leave it like this. I think it's pretty. We're going to add the bow still. So I'm going to get, I like the 3 stars on there, so I'm going to grab them. So that would mean every card needs 4 stars. Thank you. I'm going to grab my linen thread. Now, I can't tell you how fast I go through linen thread. My word. I'm running low again. What I love about these trees, one of the things I love about these trees, and yes, there is a backing. If you want solid trees, there is a backing, and these can be the, added part, but I like them like this too. And they have those little holes where we poked, hi Terry, where we poked them out. Well, when I saw the little holes, I thought to myself, that gives me an opportunity to stick linen thread or the gold threading, which I'm out of. I used it all in my open house, right through here. So I'm going to just take like threading a needle, but the holes are bigger, so it's not quite as hard. That linen thread gathered on me, go figure. Okay, let me try it again without it gathering. Okay. And find the hole. The other day, Wednesday night, I was sewing, and I don't sew. Do not sew. And I was trying to thread the sewing machine, and oh boy, I can't see as good as I used to. I think I need to go to the eye doctor again. Okay, this baby separated on me, so I'm gonna get down in here and see if I can get it in that hole because it's separated. What do we say? Only happens if you're live. Okay, yeah, that one's not gonna cooperate. Boo-hoo. Let's see. Did I throw it back? Oh, here's a little piece of gold. Let's try it with gold. Here's a little piece of gold. A little piece left. So this one's going to be different. Okay, there's that gold went through. And then these holes are way bigger than the thread, so see, that was simple. That's how it should work, simple. Like that. And now let's see if I can tie a bow with this thread. And then I thought, oh my gosh, there's holes all over these trees, so I could do like a garland. I said, oh no, you're getting carried away there. That's gonna be a lot of work. And with these nails, that ain't happening. So I thought a bow would just be cute. So there we go. And actually, I don't think I can label this card cute. I think it's kind of elegant. What do you guys think? Okay, now I'm going to grab both the legs because they want to, one wants to go that way and one wants to go the other way. So I'm going to grab both. I'm going to hold the knot and I'm going to pull them together and then they'll lay straight. Okay, look at that. Do I want it a little shorter maybe? Thanks, Lena. And then you just open it up and you have a card that I think is very unique, different, of course, designed by me, and another way to use your trees as an extension on the cutoff piece of the front of your card. Are there any questions? Again, this is the bundle, Peaceful Evergreen. If you saw the list at the beginning, then you have all the numbers. If you want to see the list again, let me get that hi Lynn, let me get that just in case. Thanks, Roseanne. So there it is. There's the bundle. If you don't have Paper Pumpkin already, it's already, it's already done, but I do have one extra here. And then here's all the other items I used. I'll just throw them up there real quick again for you in case you want to order anything. And then the tools on the back. I think the only thing I didn't put on here this time was the Take Your Pick tool. Okay, let me push this away and show you the card one more time. Thank you, guys. I don't see any questions. Let's see, how long did I have you? Oh, 45 minutes. I better let you go. Have a good evening, everybody. We will see you Wednesday morning at what time? 9:30. Yes, that's right. One of you is going to win this card. I'm going to draw a random name and send this card to somebody. All right, thank you for being here. All you have to do is comment to get in the drawing. Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye-bye.